Hi, Shalom. First of all, I would like to thank Laurence a lot for the Congress and her husband Sidney because we have the same first name. Thank you, Françoise, for the clinical case, and thank you for my friends who stayed there instead of swimming on the beach. So, I present you the clinical case of a 52-year-old man suffering from progressive left exophthalmia. He has no previous medical history, and we told us that biological analysis are normal, included thyroid gland markers, so it's probably not a grave disease, and CT scan and MRI are given. Here, So, here is the CT scan. You have, so first of all, on the left side, we have a spontaneous hyperdense mass, okay, which blows the bony walls here. Here are the MRI T2 weighted sequences, coronal, sagittal, and axial, and T2 star. So what we can see is a well-limited lesion in isosignal T2, or like hyposignal and real hyposignal in T2 star. And here are the T1 sequences. So the first question I wondered was about the location of the lesion. Was the lesion developed from a normal orbital component? So I show you again the images. We see that the optic nerve is aloof from the lesion, and the muscle, the ocular muscles are far from the lesion. Also, we can see the rectus muscle orbital muscle rectus, which is not involved by the lesion. Okay. Lacrimal gland also is not involved, and the eyeball, we can see here that it's clearly not in this direction we have to think. So I told me that the lesion could be an extension of an extraorbital mass, and the hypo T2 border that we see. The hypo T2 border that I saw here, I wondered if it was not like the frontal sinus wall that we could see here. And so my two main hypotheses at this point were, first of all, the sinusal mucocell, and secondly, a cystic bone lesion. So, then I decided to analyze density and signal. So we saw that it's a spontaneously hyperdense lesion with isosignal T1 and hyper T2 without enhancement. And here we can wonder if there is no signal level, a liquid level, but we will see that later. And I wondered if those density and signal are compatible with the diagnosis I evocated before. So first of all, the mucocell and CT scan. Mucocell is homogeneous and well-limited lesion with variable density depending on its hydration. At the beginning, it's a seromucous initial content, so like 15 to 30 Hansen unit, and then the mucocell becomes dehydrated with an increase in protein concentration, so it can reach 40 to 65 Hansen units. And it does not have enhancement or like a small peripheral enhancement, especially when it's super infected. And it's an expensive lesion, blowing sinus walls, so it could be compatible with our lesions. And in MRI, it's like in CT scan, actually. The signal intensity depends on the hydration of the lesion, and I put here the signal in T1 and T2 depending on protein contents of the mucous cell. So at the beginning, the lesion, the mucous cell is in hyper T1 and hyper T1 and hyper T2, and then with the increasement of the protein content, you have hyper T1. So if the case was a mucous cell, we would be approximately here. So it could be compatible with a dehydrated mucous cell. And after days and nights, I was happy. I found mucous cell, but it did not explain everything, because here we see like a liquid level. I told you before, and here there is a frank hyper T2 star signal. So we have to stay simple and say it's probably blood. Okay, it's spontaneously hyperdense. We have the frank hyper T2 star and the liquid level. So what could bleed? And I evocated the cystic bone lesion. So could it be? It's not metastasis or malignant tumor, because there is no enhancement, no invasion of surrounding organs. So my diagnosis, and I have to choose one diagnosis, I wondering if it was not aneurysmal cyst. That's on est d'accord. We agree. And I don't know if you saw when I showed you the first images that the white ocular bulb was pathologic too. Actually, it was not a normal white ocular bulb with a hyperdense lesion, which appears in hyper T1 and hyper T2. And I was lucky, because I saw in the New England Journal of Medicine an article that it was the same lesion, and I think it's a prosthetic material, like with silicone injection post retinal detachment. So I wonder if there is no history of an odd traumatism. And I was happy, because I thought I was the only one who went to Metropolitan Museum, but everybody has Google, so thank you very much.